All right, welcome back to the Virtue Bowling Supply YouTube channel. My name is Chris and I'm here to bring you guys the high rev perspective.
And my name is Josh and I'll be bringing the low rev perspective.
Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Storm Ion Max Pearl, and I'm going to be comparing that to the Hammer Zero Mercy Pearl and the Storm Ion Pro.
And I'll be comparing it to the Storm Ion Pro and the Ebonite One Ovation. These reviews will give us and you an idea of what these pieces look like going down the lane. At the end, we'll give our honest, unbiased review anywhere from nuts to trash. Today we are here at Bolero Mesa on a fresh house shot. With that being said, make sure to like and subscribe and we'll see you out on the lanes.
All right, after seeing the Ion Max Pearl go down the lane, I was kind of curious to see kind of how early this ball was going to be, just because of how big and smooth and early the original Ion Max was. I wasn't sure how clean they were going to go with the cover. It was somewhat clean in the fronts, but it felt really strong in the middle part of the lane. So it kind of felt niche and I couldn't really figure out where to play on the lanes, because whenever I got it in the oil, it didn't quite see it, and if I opened up my angles, it was super strong and still quick to friction, so I couldn't really find the right spot to play. I tried to move a little bit further right and kind of stay forward with it, because I think the only shots that I struck, I was really forward with my ball roll. So I feel like with this one, it probably needs a little bit more volume on the lanes, and keeping your angles in front of you and a little bit more forward is going to be a little bit more beneficial to this ball. It kind of makes sense with this kind of bigger core. I feel like it having more of a hook stoppy ball reaction, more forward and not necessarily seeing as much right to left shape. So now I'm going to go and throw the Zero Mercy Pearl and see how that compares. All right, so I think the Zero Mercy Pearl is about as close of a ball reaction from another brand that you can probably get to the Ion Max Pearl. I think they're both with these super strong cores. These are borderline identical balls. I do think that the Zero Mercy Pearl has a slightly quicker friction response and is not quite as forward, just because when I tried to move left and open up my angles, the ones that I got super to the friction, it saw it and made the corner a lot more than the Ion Max Pearl did. I feel like the Ion Max Pearl was just a little bit more rounded. I mean, they're pretty much identical bowling balls. So now I'm going to go ahead and throw the Ion Pro and see how that compares. All right, so to me, the Ion Pro, I think, is a pretty good step down from the Ion Max Pearl. I think it is a fraction earlier, but it's weaker and smoother off the end of the pattern. It's more controllable. I would definitely want to keep my angles a little bit more in front of me with the Ion Pro, just like the Ion Max Pearl. But to me, I think it's just the roundness off the end of the pattern is really the difference. All right, so this one to me was a little bit of a tough one, just because of how similar both the Zero Mercy Pearl and the Ion Max Pearl looked. I could definitely tell that what's out there right now is kind of a little too cliff for that kind of ball category, so it didn't really look the best for either of those. And to me, I was really hesitant and really couldn't get in a comfortable spot in the lane, and so I couldn't really throw the best shots. But with that being said, I think I am going to put this in the meh category. I felt like if it was a little bit more versatile, I could at least see a little bit of a glimpse of versatility out of this one here. So yeah, to me, I think this is going to have to fit in the meh category.
Just threw 10 shots with the new Storm Ion Max Pearl. This ball for me, really big, really strong, really early. Very similar to the sister ball, the Ion Max. I did feel like it was, again, a little weird because I felt like there was just no misstrim to the right today, and this ball kind of exaggerated that. If I got it right at all, it just wanted to hook. I did find myself inching a little bit to the left as I threw more and more shots. Did feel like the miss inward was better overall. I did feel like it chugged and was able to get off the cliff, but like I said, when I missed right, I knew it wasn't gonna be good. I knew it was just gonna hook and go through the face. So just felt a little trapped in the sense of like I had to miss, I knew I had to miss left, but at the same time, like I needed to still get it to friction. So definitely not the best ball reaction out there. Still overall kind of okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw the Ion Pro and see how it compares. Just through the original Ion Pro. This ball for me, definitely a little bit overall earlier, just because it did have some fresh surface on it. You can see it wasn't so quick to friction and just a little bit smoother reaction. I feel like overall it still had a quickness to it that the Ion Max Pearl did. I felt like the Ion Max definitely was more end over end and kind of hook stoppy, where the Ion Pro still kind of got through that a little bit. With the surface, it was kind of hard to tell, but like I said, if both of these were at box surface originally, the Ion Pro is definitely a little bit more shapeable down the lane. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw the Ebonite One Ovation and see how it compares. This ball for me has been one of my kind of favorites recently, and you can see why. I felt like this was the shiny ball that allowed me to miss a little bit more right than the Ion Max Pearl, but still could miss in and felt like it was big enough to get off of it. This is definitely a ball I would choose to bowl on something like this when they're kind of this cliffed, because I did feel like it allowed me to miss both ways, where like I said, the Ion Max is definitely just the inward miss. Overall, gave me a slightly better reaction. Probably would have hit it just with a touch of surface, probably like 3K, just to help blend it a little bit more, but overall definitely a better down lane and reaction overall. Final thoughts on the Storm Ion Max Pearl. For me, this just was a big asymmetric pearl that wants to hook really early, but is still kind of quick to friction. And again, really wherever that friction is, it's gonna be quick to early or down lane, which for that reason, I just wasn't super in love with it. I just felt like I had to manufacture a little too much, and again, like just felt like I had to be a little too nitpicky with it. For that reason, I am gonna put this ball in the meh category. It's not the worst ball I've ever seen. I do think with more volume, this ball is gonna look pretty darn good, especially if you hit that ball with like maybe 2K on it just to kind of help blend it when there's more oil. I think this ball would be amazing, but for what's out there right now, it just definitely was not the look. So a meh for today.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.